The British Museum has today announced that it's received the largest single gift in its history, a monumental donation valued at over £1 billion, encompassing 1,700 pieces of Chinese ceramics from the Sir Percival David Foundation. And the significant enhancement elevates the museum's Chinese ceramic collection to approximately 10,000 pieces, positioning it as one of the most comprehensive public holdings outside the Chinese-speaking world. Yet, while this historical donation is undeniably laudable, it also illuminates an underexplored dimension of the museum's collection to date. Its vast, yet somewhat hidden repository of Chinese manuscripts and ancient texts. The British Museum is renowned for its meticulous curation of global heritage, thanks in part to a legacy rooted in Victorian-era exploration and imperial acquisitions. And among its most exceptional but less publicly celebrated treasures is its collection of Chinese religious, philosophical and secular texts encompassing Buddhist sutras, Confucian classics and Taoist scriptures, many dating back to the Silk Road era. These manuscripts, acquired through expeditions such as those of Sir Aurel Stein, reveal a wealth of historical, religious and cultural narratives from the heart of ancient China and its trade routes, which are almost unmatched in any other collection in the world, partly because these manuscripts have not been on public display and have been conserved so well. Despite the unrivaled significance of these texts, the majority remain, sadly, as I say, relegated to the archives, out of sight of the general visitor, and this discretion contrasts sharply with the anticipated display of Sir Percival David's ceramics in dedicated spaces like Room 95, showcasing exemplary pieces such as the David vases from 1351 and the exquisite chicken cup from the Ming dynasty. The question then is why these invaluable texts, which illuminate aspects of China's philosophical and daily life, are not as represented as the ceramic collection, are not more prominent within the museum's galleries to date. The answer lies partly in the complex legacy of their acquisition. While some artifacts were secured through academic partnerships and legitimate purchases, others reflect a period of unequal power dynamics and colonial dominance that continues to provoke ethical debate. This contributes to the museum's cautious approach, wary of reigniting questions over cultural patrimony. However, given the precedent of public engagement through special exhibitions and educational programming, this newest bequest could serve as an impetus for a reimagined display strategy that brings to light these hidden manuscript treasures. If we've got them, why not flaunt them? We shouldn't be hiding them. Somebody should see them. If we don't want them, give them to somebody else who does want them and who will manage them and who will let people see them. Showcasing both the recently donated ceramics and the expansive, culturally rich texts, these important texts, together would not only bolster the British Museum's role as an epicenter of Chinese cultural scholarship, but also invite a broader discourse on the depth of Chinese civilization and its diaspora. More than mere objects of beauty or antiquity, these artifacts and documents collectively map a narrative of ingenuity, faith, and statecraft that deserves to be accessible to scholars and to the general public alike. What I think is important is how this ceramic collection and the documents are different to the chinoiserie collection, which is itself astronomically impressive in places like the Ashmoleum. And if you want a textbook to that, you should consult Oliver Impey's excellent Royal Academy book about chinoiserie. But this is the real thing. It goes beyond that sort of artificial Orientalism designed for export, or indeed in some cases actually produced in Europe or in Britain. And it's this unparalleled gift of the ceramic collection, or ceramic collection if you prefer that pronunciation, it should be viewed as an opportunity and a clarion call, a ceramic clarion call for the museum to re-examine its approach to displaying its formidable collection of Chinese manuscripts. Together, these collections could form a dual narrative that bridges the tangible and the textural, celebrating not just craftsmanship but the intellectual and the spiritual legacy of an ancient civilization that has profoundly influenced the world and continues to profoundly influence the world. Let us hope this gift does more than simply expand a collection in darkness. May it inspire a revitalized commitment to sharing the full depth of what the British Museum safeguards.